I dreamt that I power walked the New York City Marathon in a bra to raise money for breast cancer. And I can remember waking up thinking, weekend in New York, that would be fun. I had no idea that that very flippant decision would not only save my life, but it would also change my life beyond recognition.
It's really nice to see you!
My friend Reggie was one of the first people I told about my dream, and she's been by my side ever since.
Hello.
She asked me, she said, do you fancy going to New York? And I said, of course I do. You know, that sounds amazing. Not realising she meant actually to go and do a marathon, so she kind of conned me into it.
At that time it was really controversial what we were doing, and I just remember everybody looking at me like, okay, you go first. There were 13 of us who walked that first walk. There was the most fantastic atmosphere and everybody was cheering us on. Within 8 weeks of doing that, I discovered I'd got breast cancer myself, and everybody decided we had to do another event. I don't think any of us realised just what we were creating, or what they were creating, and the impact we would have. We power walked the London Marathon, and just 5 days later, I began my breast cancer treatment. 20 years on, and we're now the UK's largest grant-making charity specifically for breast cancers, and we've raised over 107 million, which is growing daily. The grants we make support very specific clinical research, but we have also invested into integrated care for those that have cancer now, with charities across the UK such as The Haven, Cancer Kin, 10 others, FACT and Penny Brohn UK, all of them working on the front line of cancer. We've also granted to date over £30 million to Breast Cancer Now to fund vital research into the causes and treatment of breast cancer.
The whole concept of women being empowered to do their training, to wear their decorated bras, to go out there, to have some fun, to make a team, to really make a difference is just such an amazing thing. And that is a concept that Nina has driven forward for 20 years, and we're really grateful to her for that.
Some of the money that Walk the Walk has granted has funded the world's first breast cancer tissue bank, giving scientists access to good quality tissue. We've also helped to fund the Generation study involving over 100,000 women.
And we then follow those women, and we'll follow them for 40 years, understanding those women who develop breast cancer, those women who don't, the different types of breast cancer they develop, and why.
This is just one of the many groundbreaking research projects that we have and are supporting. Of course, Walk the Walk is not just about the research and the science and about the future health of all of us. It's our mission to help those that have cancer now. And every day people are finding out that they've got breast cancer or other cancers, and we really want to invest in making sure that journey is as good as it can be. Over £20 million has been awarded to Penny Brohn UK in Bristol. They provide complementary and integrated treatments to help people live well with the impact of cancer. Charlotte came to Penny Brohn just after she'd been diagnosed with breast cancer. On her first visit, she was terrified and in shock.
I came with my husband and we drove into the car park, and it was just, I just felt just so scared.
Over a year later, and Charlotte's life has been transformed.
But for that all-round support, it's just been probably literally a bit of a lifesaver. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Mike, a retired GP, had always been very sceptical about complementary medicine. Yet his time at Penny Brohn, whilst receiving treatment for breast cancer, radically changed his view.
My feelings have changed hugely on that. I think I was very against it. And it does complement mainstream orthodox medicine, and obviously the two go together. And I think that the way that I've been able to use Penny Brohn and all their advice on the complementary kind of side of things has been hugely beneficial.
This centre wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for Walk the Walk and all the walkers that have done so much to produce the money that we so badly needed for the funding. We wouldn't have the centre, we wouldn't have the new wing, we wouldn't be able to provide the services with 26 bedrooms that we can do today. So Walk the Walk was a very important foundational part of what we did.
We've come such a long way in the fight against breast cancer. Now it's all about the future. For somebody with primary cancer, it's almost a treatable disease. But for those with secondaries, that's where we need to put our energies. And I think that if we can sit back in the next 20 years and say we've done the same for people with secondaries as we have with primaries, then I will feel very pleased.
But still 12,000 women die of breast cancer every year, and we really have to stop women dying of breast cancer, and the only way that we're going to do that is through research and finding new and better ways to treat the disease.
It's been the most incredible magic carpet ride, but none of it would have been possible without the thousands of walkers, supporters and volunteers. So let's unite, and over the next 20 years, together we can make breast cancer a thing of the past.